Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House.
Hey guys, Eric G from Around the House Show. We have a jam-packed episode coming up here. I have 3 different interviews, and we'll be talking everything from new products to bathroom design trends. Is that bathtub coming back? Before you tear that shower out, you might want to listen to this episode because we've got so much to talk about. Hey, if you want to hear more about us, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com, where you can catch my videos and everything about the show. And if you have a home improvement question, you can slide that in and give us a call at 833-239-4144. That's 833-239-4144. And I'll give you a call back and I'll give you a hand with that home improvement project that you're battling with. So let's get back to the program here. We got a lot to talk about. Let's rock.
When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
You know, guys, I love home technology and what it can do to make our jobs easier. We've got Tony here from Origin AI. Welcome to Around the House, my friend.
Thank you very much, Eric. It's great to be here. How are you?
Good, man. I love what you guys are doing out there because, you know, we went through this period of smart home stuff and it got kind of crazy, right? Where your rice maker was giving you the weather and stuff like that had no value to things. And now you're doing some stuff out there that's groundbreaking to make, well, owning a home a lot easier.
Absolutely. You know, and it's funny that you say that because sure enough, the smart home is evolving. A lot of the stuff before was maybe not adding a tremendous amount of value, but it had more of a cool factor. And now with what we're doing, for example, you know, using the Wi-Fi in your house that exists to make sure we bring a tremendous amount of value from that to the homeowner. That's really what we're focused on. Our purpose at Origin, Eric, is to touch millions of lives in the world, make their lives more secure, happier, and safer. So that's really what we're all about at Origin.
And that is great. Let's talk about Wi-Fi sensing, because this is a great new technology that you guys are really harnessing. And I think it's something that most people have no idea what I'm asking about.
Yeah. So in your house today, in all of our homes, in all of our businesses, we've got Wi-Fi. It is ubiquitous. It is part of our lives now. And it's a necessary part of our lives. What Origin does, and Origin has been around for a while now, but has a huge number of patents, is when people are in a place that has Wi-Fi, as they move and do things, it disturbs the Wi-Fi waves that are happening in that area. Our technology and our AI understands what the disturbances mean. For example, if you're just moving in a room, we'll know you're moving. If you're sitting still and breathing, we'll know you're breathing. If you've fallen, we know you've fallen. There are characteristics of the disturbance in the Wi-Fi that we understand, know, and contextualize for the homeowner.
Man, so that can be from something to sensing a light turning on in a room as you're heading over that direction to making sure, you know, grandma's safe in her home when she's the only one there.
You got it. You spot on. I mean, 2 use cases that we're doing today. You got it.
That is great. And, you know, it's funny. It's, you know, electricity, when we use it, it gives off different sounds, and it's kind of the same thing with this. And so you could really use this even for home security.
You could. And Eric, that's really a key vertical of ours. We have basically 3 verticals: security, home security, network service providers and increasing their value, and what we call smart spaces. Security is one of the biggest things that we do. And basically, imagine our technology. We'll know if somebody's there. We'll know if somebody's not there. We'll know if somebody's there working along with your network provider that we know is not friendly. And we can do this just by, for example, the router in your home and all the connected devices you have in your home already. No need to buy extra plastic. No need to buy anything extra. So we can do that in a very lightweight manner and give the homeowner security and peace of mind.
Man, and that is so different than your traditional security systems that have, motion sensors in this area versus, we see in the movies where you got the laser lights around the art installation, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, right? And this is, everybody's climbing through it doing, and I don't want to get step on anybody's movies, but, we've seen that a million times in the theaters. But it's funny. This is actually going to be a 360 degree thing in every level of the house.
You got it. And look, even when you look at those large security companies, there's going to be a place in the market for them. You're going to have people that are going to want a security company to come in and put up all the sensors and so forth. So believe me, there's a place for everyone. There's also a place for what we call a very lightweight security model that allows us to give the homeowner a way into home intrusion and be able to see what's going on in their home without having to do that. But there's going to be a place for everybody in this market.
Yeah, no kidding. It's if somebody's got that $25 million piece of art, there's a place for that.
You better believe it. The market's a huge market, and we're looking to make it easier for the homeowners that maybe don't want all of that.
That is cool. This is an emerging technology. Where are we at today, and where do you see us in maybe 4 or 5 years?
We've already launched with a massive partner of ours in the Northeast. We are now in all of their Fios routers, and we are now in those homes with a great product called Home Awareness. If you're a Verizon customer, you can sign up for that. And we are going to be launching here in Europe with Deutsche Telekom, doing the same thing across the pond. And then those are the big network providers we're going to be launching with. And then we're going to be launching with other companies in the security space here. Keep your eyes out here over the next 6 months between the US and Europe. So we're going to be really hitting those verticals like I told you. And by the time we get in the summer of 2024, we're going to be launched on both sides of the pond in all of these critical verticals. And that's where we are just in the next 6 months. In the next 2 years, we plan on being in hundreds of millions of devices across the world as it becomes much easier, and certain regulatory things that are happening with Wi-Fi, with 802.11bf, with Purple and other standards, working with the chip manufacturers, where our technology is going to be embedded everywhere. And there's no more that you got to call and sign up for it. It's there, you turn it on, and it works automatically. So it's going to be a thing where over the next 2 years, we're going to be around you. You don't even know us. And if you want the service that we just spoke about, you can turn it right on and you're there. Now it's a little more working with customer by customer. By the time we get 2 years from now, we're going to be as ubiquitous as Wi-Fi.
Nice. There's a lot of concerns out there with people that don't really understand this space about, their own personal security, whether it comes to, we're hearing a lot in the news about AI, and there's all these different things going on. How do you resolve people's concerns with that kind of stuff? Because anytime there's new tech out there, that's the first red flag that comes up. People go, whoa, what does that do for my privacy?
So we don't identify people. All we know is there's a person there, or there's a person not, or there's a person moving or a person not. When it comes to, so we don't really do identification of anybody. We don't do that. Our customers own all the data, the Verizons of the world. We don't really touch the data. And then on top of that, like I said earlier, with the intrusion detection, when I said we recognize somebody walking in, what I meant by that is their devices, right? That like the router at home will recognize their phone, for example. But we don't know anything other than that. So it really is not an intrusive thing. The only place that we kind of follow what people do from a trend standpoint is in the elderly care portion, because they're caretakers like me. My parents are aging in place. I do want to know if they're spending a lot more time in bed versus in the kitchen this month versus last month, or change in their habits. And that's because me as a caretaker, as their son, I want to know. That's the only place that we get a little bit more detailed in how we track. But for the caretaker, it's what they want, right? Like me, for example. But we're not identifying people. We're not saying, oh, this person's doing that and that person's doing the other. None of that. It's very kind of high level data that we're talking about here, but very, very effective contextual data.
That makes a lot of sense because, Tony, when I look at this, taking care of my mother, for instance, she's in her mid 80s and she's 3.5 hours away. That is all very valuable data to make sure that she's well cared for.
You got it. And you would have that, nobody else, right? So
correct. That's
the only place that it gets detailed. Other than that, it stays at a very high level. We're not going to be in a position, you can't. Wi-Fi sensing will not be able to identify me versus you. It's just the physics, it's impossible.
Absolutely. That is great stuff. And this doesn't require a lot of other hardware within the home. All right, guys, as we go out to commercial break, don't forget, you can always find out more about us over at aroundthehouseonline.com. And hey, write this number down, 833-239-4144. That way, you could give a call into the show. We'll be right back. Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.
What's up? This is Sticks Adenia.
And Satchel from Steel Panther. And you are listening to
Around the House with Eric G.
Yeah.
We love Eric G, and you should too.
1987, I never want to leave you.
Welcome back to the Around the House show. Thanks for tuning in today, whether you're on the radio or the podcast. We are here to help. Now, if you want more information about us, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. Now, let's get back and finish up talking with Tony Nicolaitis, and then we'll be talking doors with Panoramic Doors. Let's get back to the show.
No, for example, the intrusion detection, like for example, Verizon. We are embedded on the Verizon Fios router. It automatically connects to all your connected devices in your house. For example, in my house, I don't know how many connected devices you have. I have 14 connected devices in my house, between smart TVs, a couple Alexas, a couple of smart speakers, whatever. They're in my house. The average in the US is 17, average. And we know that's only going to grow. So you already built.
Yeah, I'm in the mid 50s.
Oh, so you already have that.
Yeah.
Embedding our tech into a router, for example, or a gateway in your house, it'll automatically connect to those devices and you don't have to do anything. All it has to be is on the Wi-Fi, and boom, you create this coverage around your house. So very lightweight.
You know, that is great stuff. And I can only think about where we go with this in the future because, you know, right now you've got all these apps on your phone, for instance, for a lot of people to turn on the dining room light or the porch lights or things like that. And now all of a sudden it's just going to be intuitive because it knows, hey, this person's heading to another room. It's heading that direction, right? Wow, we could turn the lights on there, or wow, they're never in this room. Maybe we don't have to heat and cool this room as much. I can see where this is going.
I mean, obviously you've done your homework, and I first very much say I appreciate that because I can tell you read about us and I can tell you understand what we do, because everything you've mentioned today are use cases we're working on. Turning the lights on automatically when you walk into the room, and then you can set the time on your watch or on your phone when you want to turn the lights off, a minute after there's no occupancy. Managing energy, which we know is a massive issue with everything that's going on globally. So these are all things that we are doing and all use cases we're going to be tackling over the next year.
And that is great. And I think that's the biggest challenge with people right now is that so many people out there, you know, especially even in my audience, they like to get kind of started with the smart home stuff, but a lot of this more complex stuff is not intuitive to them and it's work. And they don't want to have 6 apps on their phone to run everything. The more things happen automatically, I think the more people will adopt this technology.
You got it. And by the way, this won't be another app you have to do, because let's say if you're a Verizon customer, you go to your Verizon app. It's all right there. And it makes this whole fragmented smart home kind of a fragmentation that's happened that you mentioned earlier. Now it starts to lessen that, and the smart home really becomes a reality in the best way possible for the homeowner.
Yeah, it's great. And you think about, you know, like HVAC stuff out there, now that we're seeing all these zone systems and you're seeing mini split heat pumps where you've got 4 or 5 different units in a house, that could really give you some energy savings by just noticing who's in what room and who's not.
I mean, think about it. You know, every time you knock down 1 degree, whether you keep it 1 degree warmer during the summer or 1 degree cooler during the winter because somebody's not there, you can reduce your heat or air conditioning by 3%. Think about that. So it's money right in your pocket, and you're not running the electricity. You're helping all the stuff going on globally. So you're spot on that we can make an impact.
Yeah, and that's a big deal right now, especially when you look at power companies right now that are really trying to stop that usage around the house because, if they can bring down our usage and be more efficient, then that makes it so they don't have to build another power plant to charge the next electric car. There's such a focus on that right now.
You got it. That's why I think our purpose really is to make millions of people's lives easier, more secure, and safer. For sure. That's why.
Yeah, and with our baby boomers getting older, I can really see where this is going to be smart for people out there. I like it.
You got it.
Where do people find out more information about this?
Go to our website, Origin AI, and you can look up our website. Or you can put Wi-Fi sensing in; we come up automatically. And you want a demo? Put your name in there, and one of our team members will be back to you very shortly. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, they can just reach out to me directly, through tony.nicolaitis@originwirelessai.com.
Perfect, Tony. Thanks for coming on Around the House today.
Eric, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
Now, that is some cool tech. Now, if you want to open up your house to make it look amazing, where you can open up the back of your house into the deck and look like, well, the inside's the outside and vice versa, let's talk with Panoramic Doors. I'd like to welcome Chad from Panoramic Doors. Welcome to Around the House.
Eric, thank you so much for having us. We are excited to be here on the show with you today and talk about Panoramic Doors.
Thanks for coming on, man. This is really great. For the people out there that don't understand, what is a panoramic door?
Great question. We really pride ourselves in basically creating a door system that is a full glass wall that can be individually moved and bringing the inside outside or the outside inside. With everybody now wanting to spend more time at home and enjoy the great views, Panoramic Doors really is distinctive in the market. There's nothing else like it. And it allows the customers to enjoy their space way more than they ever have before.
Well, it's not like this is a 5-foot sliding glass door, right? This is something where you can take wall to wall in a room and make a beautiful opening, basically, that turns into glass and weather when, well, you don't want to bring that inside.
Absolutely. So, we can go up to 10 foot in our aluminum and really as long as you want it to be. So, we've got some systems out there that are 20, 25, 30 foot long, and it's full glass. So you're getting to see those beautiful elements. We have 2 doors specifically that we designed for especially harsh areas like you're in, with our Chamberlain and our Chamberlain XL that really have great results, great test results that doesn't allow that even when it's snowing or when the weather's cold. It doesn't. You can see it, but you don't feel that cold, and you don't have to worry about wrapping up in that blanket and seeing that snow come down while you're still warm.
You got it. And you guys put a lot of engineering into these things because it's not just a door on rollers. It's a much more specific application when the whole thing has to move.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things that we designed is a lot of people are in the remodel phase. And they want to put a system like this in, maybe a current home or current area that they say, man, I really wish this was open up so I could have more sight lines to the city or sight lines to my pool or backyard or whatever it may be. And so our systems are all bottom weight track loaded. So they're not in this upper where you got to put a big, huge header in, like an I-beam in, which costs a lot of money. The system runs off of a bottom weighted track. And you can individually open and slide each panel so that, if you want them all open, you can, or if you want 1 or 2 open or fold the doors open, you can do that. Just a really neat, clean system that the engineering is amazing. And at the same time, you're getting that nice protection from the elements and not having to worry about freezing.
Chad, that is a great point because when you do that top mount system, I've seen people bringing in projects I've worked on where they got the crane and the I-beam and just the structural changes. Don't change that dial. Around the House will be right back after these important messages. We're going to be talking doors. Don't go anywhere.
Don't believe it's true. Hey, this is Ron Keel, the Metal Cowboy from Keel, the Ron Keel Band and Steeler. We are rocking around the house with Eric G.
Raise your fist.
Welcome back to the Around the House show. Now, if you're a podcast listener, I'd love to get your 5-star review. So we'd love to see what you could do. Have some fun with a great review for us on your favorite podcast player, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Pandora, whatever you're listening to. We'd love that help. That way, other people can find us. Now let's get back and wrap up that conversation with Panoramic Doors. You know, Chad, that is a great point, because when you do that top mount system, I've seen people bringing in on projects I've worked on where they got the crane and the I-beam, and just the structural changes can be tens and tens of thousands of dollars before you even have to buy a door.
Absolutely. And I think that's when we were looking at designing this system. Was the main focus was how do we put this product in people's hand without just killing the budget with the renovations that needed in order to put in a top weighted system. And this is why we did this, because you literally can take a home that you want to remodel and be able to open up some areas. If maybe you have a window there, or you have glass doors that are there, maybe they're a little bit smaller and you want to make them a little bit bigger, you can do that. And you don't have to worry about the excessive construction work that you would have to put an I-beam in. You're absolutely correct. It can be tens of thousands of dollars to do that.
It's incredible how those costs go up. And the one thing I do like too is style-wise, you guys have lots of different styles and even different materials I see that you build the doors out of.
Yeah. So, one of the big things, our number one seller, or number one, people love, is obviously the black, the black on black. And we use a special paint that's high resistant to harsh areas where you may get a lot of seawater, or inclement weather where you're getting a lot of harsh rains or whatever. So we use a really high protective paint on our doors. But you can do black on black. You can do black on the outside, white on the inside. A lot of people like what's behind me, where they put that natural species of wood. So we laminate a wood on top of our black so that you can have the nice element and stain it whatever color you want. Oak, alder, cherry, just to name a few of what we offer, that you can have the real wood on there. And it makes a nice element, especially, in certain homes where they have a lot of wood windows already and they want to kind of match that style. You can do that. We also have it, we can put grids on it if you want to have grids. We have a keyless entry, so you can have, if you want to have a keyless entry where you do a thumbprint, go in and out the door. Different types of glass that we offer for different areas. We get a lot of direct sunlight where you wanted a lower E, more of a tinted type glass. We can do those. So we offer a lot of, every door is 100% custom made to order. So whatever that customer wants, we custom make every door in our plant here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Man, that is beautiful. And then the next question is, how do these things work? How do you open one of these things up? Is it complicated?
Fantastic question. I actually have one of our interns that's working with us now that's actually here. And I was asked her if she would just kind of show you a little bit about how the doors work and how easy it is to operate. So Ava is our intern. And as you can see, it's simple as you have a main door that you would turn and open. And then each individual slide. So there's no hinges showing in this door at all. But you can literally open each panel just like she did. So you can open up the view. You can slide them. You don't have to open them if you want to. But if you do want to open them up, and as you can see now, we have a full opening behind us where if it's a dining room area or a outdoor kitchen or whatever, you can enjoy that. So I'm now sitting what would be in our showroom in Fort Worth inside the house, and I have the access to the outside right here with me.
Man, that is clean, and it just gets right out of the way, and then you're open to the outside and beautiful Mother Nature.
Absolutely. And we do sell a screen that goes with it. We have a lot of areas that, may have mosquitoes or bugs or a lot of leaves falling off that blow. So we do have a screen option that we can sell with our doors. So you have this nice screen that slides there, and you keep it open and have the screen there and still feel the wind and the Mother Nature out there, but keeping the critters out, so to speak.
You got it. So, Chad, the next question I've got for you is, where do people track these down? Where do they see them?
Great question. So you can go to our website at www.panoramicdoors.com. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok. They're all linked there that you can fill out a form. And then we have reps in all the areas across the country that someone can get back to you and get you a quote really quickly. We pride ourselves in at least 24 to 48 hours getting back to you and get you a quote, and then give you some options that you can look at and try to work within your budget and so to come up with a solution that works good for you and your home.
Chad Paris, Panoramic Doors, thanks for coming on today. I can't wait to see what you guys have next.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a joy.
You too. Thanks. You know, that is a great way to really change the look of your house without having to do a ton of engineering in most cases. Now it's time. We're going to talk some bathroom trends. What is hot for your bathroom in 2024? And we're going to talk with Kim Frechette right here. Let's get back to that interview. Now that we're in 2024, there are a lot of new trends out there, and there's a lot that relate to your bathroom. I've got my friend Kim from Americh. Welcome to Around the House.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Great to see you again. Thanks for coming on today.
Happy to be here. It's a great year for plumbing and especially bathroom plumbing.
It is. And, you know, it's funny because I've been talking a lot about trends. It's that time of year where people are talking about what's new for 2024. And I'll be the first to say the bathtub is back after people for years have been taking them out and putting in showers. Those same people are trying to call me up and saying, I want to put a bathtub back in again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baths. So no matter who you are, at some point in your life, you're going to have a sore back or a sore knee or a child to bathe or a dog to bathe. So that bathtub will always come in handy. It will be useful. And of course, now they're more therapeutic than ever. And
they're more beautiful as ever, too. I mean, the styles and stuff that are out there now, you know, with what you guys are doing and others, it is really not your traditional 1960s bathtub in the corner.
No,
there's some gorgeous stuff.
Yes. We're still doing corner baths, but there are sizes, shapes, depths for just about anyone. There are baths that are easy to get in and out of, and they don't have to be a walk-in bath. It doesn't have to have a door. There are therapies for everyone, every type of therapy you can imagine. And we're sure that at some point you'll be able to find something, whether it's a whirlpool, an air bath, some kind of vibrasonic massage, you know, anything that you can add to the tub to make that space yours, and you'll use it like your family needs. And then you can add so many other things to the bathing experience now. It's great.
It is. And, you know, health and wellness is continuing to grow. And, you know, over the last few years, of course, people were stuck home. So they started really focusing on taking care of themselves and enjoying what they have. And that trend just continues.
Oh, yeah. We learned during COVID that we could take time for ourselves, and we should. And now that we all know that health is really so key and crucial to everything we do, hydrotherapy is an amazing way to maintain your overall health. We're all concentrating at the beginning of the year. It's, you know, we all have our New Year's resolutions going on. And a lot of it has to do with health and exercise. So bathing can be part of it. It doesn't have to be, you know, something that wastes your time. If you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just to add that hydrotherapy to the overall health, the thing that you have going on. The circulation is amazing. The essential oils that you might be able to add to it, anything that makes it your space and your time. And it's not a drudge to fill up a tub, and it doesn't have to be a giant spa. It can be. And it's a whole different thing now. I mean, we look at this now and go, you know, tubs are not what your grandparents or that hotel had in it that the neighbors would complain, and they're 2 houses away about how loud that motor is. Exactly. Things are a lot better these days. Exactly. It's changed. The motors have gotten better. The way the piping goes together has gotten better. All right, we'll continue this conversation with Kim just as soon as Around the House returns. Don't change that dial.
to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. We'll get back to talking with Kim Frechette here in just a second, but I wanted to say this next week. There won't be a midweek special because I'm going to be out on the podcast. For all you podcast listeners, I'm going to be out at Design and Construction Week, so I will not be in the studio. I'm going to be on the road talking about the latest and greatest cool stuff that you see out there. So make sure and tune in the next few episodes because we're going to be talking to a lot of people. So there won't be a midweek special, but you'll be able to catch that. Unless I get a spare moment, I don't think it's going to be able to go up because, it's going to be a busy time in Las Vegas. Now, let's get back to talking with Kim. And it's a whole different thing now. I mean, we look at this now and go, tubs are not what your grandparents or that hotel had in it that the neighbors would complain and they're 2 houses away about how loud that motor is.
Exactly.
Things are a lot better these days.
Exactly. It's changed. The motors have gotten better. The way the piping goes together has gotten better. They're more efficient, energy efficient. They're quieter. Mm-hmm. Even the ways that the contractors can install them to make it access easier, to make it run smoother. And it's just, overall, it's a lot more fun to take a bath today and a shower for that matter.
No question. No question. What are the differences? I want to ask you, because I know there's people going, what are these different types of jets and air? And what are the differences between those without getting too far into the weeds?
Okay. Basically, we all know what a whirlpool does. And a whirlpool is really designed, the way the jets are designed are more for a larger bath. We would suggest that you put that in a larger enclosure because your body is going to be closer to the jets if it's a small tub. So you want to make sure you have the maximum capacity of the jet massaging you. So not real tight tub. Whereas an air bath is designed specifically for a bath that is smaller. So you can have jets that are closer to your body in a smaller enclosure because air is going to do what it's designed to do, and it will travel quickly toward the surface of the water. So you want to have a bath that's a little closer to your body. And it gives a more generalized massage. So it's not there. Some people call them bubble tubs. They aren't just bubbles. They do have a nice, vigorous massage. And the thing about air is that you can control it. So it can be really gentle or it can be very hard. Whereas a whirlpool is more difficult to control, but it's more point specific. So you have those. There's also systems that offer a very light air injection into the water. And what that's designed to do is condition your skin, oxygenate your skin. So if you had, any kind of a skin condition, let's say, or you just wanted to have really soft skin, that kind of a system would work really well. Some people put both systems on a bath because their husband likes the harder whirlpool, but the wife likes a more gentle massage, or you have small kids. They run differently as well because whirlpool obviously is circulating water. So you have to have a certain level of water, whereas air doesn't need a minimum amount. So you could fill it up just above the jets and put a little kid in. It's a great way to relax them before they go to bed.
There you go. And it's so much more convenient than, people go out and buy the hot tub to go out back or wherever. And, this you can use 365 days, whether it's 105 or 5 outside. You don't have to go bear with that. You can just go walk right into the bathroom and enjoy your space.
Exactly. And you can do it in any kind of therapy settings. If you wanted to turn the lights down or you wanted to add essential oils or whatever it is that you need to make that time therapeutic, you can do it, of course, in your bathroom. Now, to your point about whatever the temperature is, there's a cold plunge that's now sort of trendy. If you can fit an extra bath with a chiller on it that's between $12,000 and $15,000, great. But if you want to do that kind of cold therapy, you can use your bath. Just run cold water in it or add ice to it, depending on how cold you want. But you're still only going to be able to sit in for 10 or 15 minutes, but it's still great for your circulation. Maybe a cold plunge and a hot shower afterwards or vice versa. That might be a really neat thing to do in the bathroom too.
That is a heck of an idea. And 12 or 15 grand for something that's a little trendy is a pretty big spend for most people. But I like your DIY option there. That makes a lot of sense.
Sure. And we can all do it.
Yeah. Health and wellness is so big with that. And it goes around the entire bathroom as well. Outside of the tubs and stuff, we're seeing the the heated towel racks, the bidet seats. I mean, we're seeing all the different things that are coming into that entire space, it seems.
There's been a lot of innovation in plumbing over the last probably 25 plus years. But because the bathroom is sort of secondary to the kitchen, and we all love our kitchens, we spend a lot of time there. I don't know that everyone was really paying attention to the innovations going on in plumbing, but there's been some great innovations. We talked earlier about how the whirlpools are constructed differently. So are steam units. They can be installed more efficiently and easily now, and are an amazing tool in the bathroom that everyone in the family can use. There are different ways to have faucets with hand sprays that weren't being used before in the bathroom. To your point, there are great towel warmers. Bidet seats we briefly spoke earlier, you and I, about bidets in general. They're used elsewhere on the planet, and some people don't get it, but they can be used for all kinds of things next to the toilet,
Absolutely. And like you were talking about
American plumbing is evolving.
Yeah. I mean, it's been popular in Europe and over in Asia for many decades, and they were very rare here. But now I can walk in Costco and see one on the shelf.
Absolutely. My son and his girlfriend were traveling in Asia just recently, and there was a bidet everywhere they went. And of course, they didn't use it always just for, let's call it, bathroom needs. They washed feet and clothes and, just like everyone else in the other countries. And it was a revelation to them. I think it's something that we can adapt as well.
That is great. We're going to ask you where people find more information about what you guys are doing, because you guys have some luxury tubs as well as some shower bases as well. You guys kind of have that whole bathroom part cornered.
I encourage everyone. Yes, the big box stores is a great place to go to look at plumbing, but if you can, go to your local dealer in plumbing. Normally, a lot of times, a wholesaler in the plumbing world will have a showroom. Talk to a pro. Ask them what's new. Go in and see, all of the really cool things that don't often make it to the shelves in your big box stores. And these guys can also help you with how it would go in, what you would need to make sure you have all the parts and pieces. Amridge we have tubs on display in many different showrooms. We also do shower bases. So obviously tubs are coming back. I think they always were there, but they're now taking a more important place again. But shower bases, really cool barrier-free showers are a thing now. And they don't have to look like institutional products. Ask around, especially in your more specialized showrooms, and talk to the pros there. They have all kinds of stuff they can recommend, and they can show you some really great baths and showers at the same time.
I could not agree more. Kim, thanks for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
It is my pleasure.
Thanks, Kim. Well, man, I tell you what, guys, there is going to be a great time for me this next week as I go off to Design and Construction Week, because right there we're talking about bathroom trends, but I'm going to see millions of square feet of all the latest stuff. So make sure and follow social media. I'm going to be having a great time out there with my friends, and we're talking to a lot of different people out there, and I'm going to be bringing some new products as well. So we've got some great interviews that we're going to be doing live from the show in there. It's not going to be broadcast until we get back, so we can edit it up and get it looking all good for you guys, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to see what's going on down there, just follow me on social media. So just look up Around the House Show. You can find out all those different social medias. I'll be on Facebook, Instagram, all those kind of things. Might even post up some YouTube videos, but we're going to have a lot going on down there. So I'd love to see it. If you can watch for those live videos. When I see somebody fun, I'm going to have a blast with it. So maybe we can do some stuff down there and enjoy ourselves. So start looking at that on Tuesday, because the show will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be posting a bunch of stuff up down there, and you'll be able to see what's going on. This is where all the new trends start. And like we were talking about a few weeks ago, right now, next week is when everybody releases all their new products. So in the coming month or two, the latest models, whether it be the latest colors, the latest trends, all of that comes out, which is a lot of fun. So we'll be reporting from there and bring you some great content moving forward, as well as next week's show. I got a special guest, so looking forward to that. So we've got a lot of stuff happening, guys, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to find out more about us, if you want to follow all this stuff, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. And you can also, if you have home improvement questions, give me a call at 833-239-4144. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
Somewhere unseen and undiscovered, anywhere beyond the mean. Life is a love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.